Hello everyone, and I hope that you're well. So it feels like it's been a long time since I've baked something, and me and Ray have a bit of a sweet tooth this evening. So we are going to bring to you a banana cardamom cake. Cardamom is our little touch, you know by now that we love this spice, but it's a really quick and easy recipe to make, and it just takes a few ingredients that you've probably already got at home. So I hope that you enjoy this video, and let's start with the ingredients. Okay, so to begin, I'm going to be using 225 grams of self-raising flour and 175 grams of caster sugar. Here I have 100 grams of unsalted butter, 10 cardamoms, 2 eggs, medium size is fine. Here I have about a tablespoon of icing sugar, but this is optional, this is just for me to garnish at the end. 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 2 tablespoons of full fat milk, and 2 fresh bananas. Okay, so I have already put the oven on, so that's 180 degrees fan, and I'm going to be putting the cake in the middle shelf, so just make sure that you've prepped your shelf ready. I'm now busy greasing my tin, just with a little bit of butter on some kitchen paper, and I've also mashed my 2 bananas here, they're ready as well. And I'm also going to just prepare my cardamom, sort of a cardamom powder to go into the cake, and then we get ready and baking. Just make sure you get all the corners and grease the tray sort of evenly, so that when you come to take the cake out it doesn't stick.
Assalamu alaikum everyone, I'm back.
Have you missed him? Okay, so let's start putting this all together. So I'm going to start by putting in the sugar and then the butter, and I'm just going to do sort of similar to a creaming process. I'm just going to soften the butter with my hands and sort of allow that to sort of start to mould in with the sugar.
So is it caster sugar and butter at the moment? You're just trying to mix the two? Yeah,
so depends how soft your butter is. Mine is just enough so that it's soft to the touch. So I'm just going to sort of help it at the beginning, just by mixing it off sort of with the sugar. I'm also using a hand mixer eventually once all of the ingredients are together, but you could also use a whisk. It's just a little bit quicker this way.
So one important technical bit, the baking tray she's using is 19 centimeter in diameter and 7 centimeter deep. So that's the approximate size, and the ingredients are for this size of baking tray.
Okay.
You can have it in a loaf form as well, with slightly different size and shape baking tray as well. I think it's nice to have something to enjoy with tea, and I think this cake would taste very nice.
So, do you want to do the sieving? Why don't you crack the eggs into the bowl?
No, I'll watch.
Fine, okay. Take your 2 eggs. It doesn't really matter the order, but I'm going to go with the eggs next. Just because I like to do the slightly more wet ingredients first, and then I like to go in with the sort of the flour, the baking powder, and give them lots of air. That's how I like to generally make my cake, so when I'm using a baking method. You'll also need a sieve as well, just to make sure you get all those sort of lumps out of the flour, and just to create that air. So what else can we put in? I'm going to add the milk next.
It's a very good recipe, especially once bananas they start going slightly older.
Yeah.
people sometimes don't like eating those bananas, so it's better to use those instead of wasting, and you can use those bananas in such recipes.
Absolutely. So the bananas have now gone in as well. I'm just going to begin sort of mixing that in a little bit. The whisk would do this for me anyway.
Would you like me to get a whisk for you?
I'm just going to use the hand one. Okay. Just to make sure all that sugar's sort of mixed in to the bottom, from the bottom. Okay, and now the cardamom powder, let's add that.
So cardamom seeds of 8 to 10 cardamom pods, she's crushed them into a powder form, and that's what develops really nice fragrance and taste along with banana flavour in this cake.
So you can begin to whisk this up, but I'm just going to go in and add all the ingredients. So I'm going to take the flour now, the self-raising flour, with some height. I'm just going to pour it into the sieve. Just tap it slightly. And this will begin that sort of making your cake nice and airy as possible. And it's brilliant when you're, baking, basically. It's a great technique.
So what would this do? Would this make the dough?
So when you're making the batter,
the sponge would be very light and airy.
It should, yeah, absolutely. It helps to do with all of that. So obviously we're going to add the baking powder, and we've also got self-raising flour. So there's going to be air in it, but it just kind of helps spur that process on, I suppose, and just sort of adds to the airiness. So that's why I like to do this technique, especially when it's a cake. You want a nice fluffy cake. Okay, also just sort of gets those little funny little lumps. Okay, it's time to now mix. So let me just show you the consistency. So it's fairly runny, but also got a slight sort of thick texture to it just because of the bananas. But that is a very nice cake batter there. So in it goes. Very simple, very easy to make. Okay, so the cake has now just gone in, so I'm going to bake this for, it's about an hour, but it could take slightly less or more depending on how your oven is. So just keep an eye on it. It should go a nice golden colour and have a nice rise. So I will get back to you in an hour. Okay, so I took the cake out of the oven. My cake took about 50 minutes. And I saw that it was starting to go that nice golden colour, and the rise was good, so I've decided to take mine out. I then pricked it with just a sharp knife, just gave it a little stab right in the middle, and if it comes out clean, then that means it's all cooked from inside as well. So that's my tip to you. Also, I've had it cooling for the last half an hour to 40 minutes on a cooling rack, something just similar like this, just so the air can get underneath. And once it's out the oven, it's really good if you can transfer it onto something similar, just so that it doesn't go soggy just from the steam, and it just sort of cools a lot nicer, a lot quicker, and keeps the cake nice and sort of fluffy. So I am now going to just garnish with some icing sugar. This is totally optional. You don't have to if you don't want to, but I think it just sort of gives it that sort of nice finish. So my icing sugar is here, and I'm just going to sieve it similar to how we did the flour. Probably enough. Okay.
Let's try.
It smells nice.
Just
cut however you like.
Size.
Take a nice decent piece. I think the next thing will be kettle on tea and cake. You can really smell sort of that nice cake smell, but also it's got the cardamom and the banana as well in the background, which is great. Oh yeah, that looks nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very nice sponge, nice and airy, light. Okay. Would you like to try?
Yeah. You're gonna like that.
I remember one cake which is made with banana. It was in Bath. We went there and we really enjoyed that cake. It was chocolate and banana, and that was really, really nice. I think we can probably do chocolate banana cake as well, because I think that's a very good combination of cakes. Yeah.
Definitely. He's gonna love this. He's gonna want the kettle on right now.
So nice.
It's that cardamom as well, just kind of gives it another little background flavour. And then obviously the banana's there, but it's not dominant, is it? It's just flavouring it nicely.
It's a very nice flavour.
Perfect
cake to have with tea.
Absolutely, stole my words. Well, we really hope that you enjoyed this video, and we hope that you bake your cake very soon, your banana and cardamom cake or something similar. Do check out our social media. You can find all our other recipes on our website, which is www.spicyqissah.co.uk. And we also have Facebook and Instagram, so you can check us out there as well. And we'll be back again very soon. It's nearly all gone. With another video. So have a lovely evening and take care for now. Bye.